Huh.
Pew pew quip. Pew pew
It's
quip.
almost as if you have to win games.
Let's talk about Gen V. So
Should we?
We skipped it last week.
I'm not done
because-
talking about Coach Prime.
I don't care. Come on.
Get your ass to Moss.
God, Jamin Cohagen.
Give those people air.
Come on, Cohagen, you got what you want. Give these people air.
Give these people air.
Yeah. So I caught up and watched 6 and 7. 7's the latest.
Oh, well, it's fucking about time.
Okay. Episode 6. I just want to go through quickly. Well, we don't have to go super quickly, but I thought it was a fun episode, like like the mind element, make it a little bit more of a trippy introspection of these characters.
Yeah, I like how they just killed that random character off in Andre's whole thing.
Yeah. The character that looked young but it's old.
Yeah. So episode 6. So what else did you think about episode 6?
It sucked. No.
You were talking about the mind.
Yeah. Well, we talked about the Soldier Boy stuff. That was funny.
That was fucking hilarious. Oh, I fart through its
There was a lot more emotion in this this episode. I thought there was a lot of good performances, especially the relationship between Jordan and Brink.
Yeah.
And how and again, great emotion by the male Jordan. I think it was cool because we had them both in one scene, and
right.
the flashback is the female version, and how Jordan, how we had that perceived them one way, now has this other thing. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze.
Gross. Bless you.
And that's what they talk about at the end of the episode is they've all got their own shit to deal with, right? And none of them are perfect. But you're finding out more and more the shit that Sam and Luke had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Because then we get the storyline of, like, we're finding out that to make... what was his superhero name?
Kate.
No,
Who?
Patrick Schwarzenegger's character.
Oh, Golden Boy.
Golden Boy.
Luke.
So to get him more powered up, they would siphon off Sam's power and give it to him. And they Kate constantly made him forget that he had a brother, which is fucked up. And then they put his brother in the woods, which is, we find out later, is a testing ground to fuck with Soups.
Oh, and we learn in episode 7 why Shetty is into that. Why Shetty wants to see that happen.
Yeah.
Because as we know from season 2 of The Boys,
That she's a soup. She can make people's heads explode.
no, that's Victoria Newman. No.
Newman. Yeah.
Shetty's
Shetty is...
husband and
she's the lady running the woods.
right.
she's
but
the dean.
she was on. So are you good on 6? Can we move to 7?
Well, with 6, I wanted to talk about
Because we talked about 6 last week.
No, we didn't. Because I missed it. Remember?
No,
I didn't.
Kate made me forget.
Oh.
Super twist.
But
What a twist.
also, I want to point out the fact that Luke knew about Kate and Andre hooking up before he died, which is fucked. And this is a moment when it's the first time I've ever looked at him and been like, that is Arnold Schwarzenegger's kid. Just because, like, he looks so much like Arnold.
Yeah.
Like, the jawline and everything. So, it's nice to see him get another chance. Like, I feel like Luke's character is important because he's the catalyst for this whole season, right? But it's kind of a bummer that Patrick Schwarzenegger's character dies so early because I wanted to see more of him as Luke.
Yeah.
And, now we're finally getting an explanation of why he was the way towards Brink, and, like, it's all starting to unravel. And, yeah, so getting to then at the end of episode 6, we find out that, Shetty was on the... Well, in the episode 7, but at the end of that, where she wants to make a virus that kills Soups and make it contagious, and it's like, holy shit! And then the next episode's like, let's make it airborne. And you're like, what the fuck? And then, we find
find
out her
out why.
motivations. And it's like, once they mention airplane, I'm like, holy shit. That's the plane Homelander was on. Like, as soon as they said
Him
that.
and Queen Maeve.
Yeah. From, what, season 1?
It must have been.
I'm pretty sure it was the first season. But, yeah.
It was one of the first moments that you really, truly see how fucked up Homelander is, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know at that point, but then when you see him, like, literally blow...
kill all these people
lasers
just
the
because
fucking-
he's just too lazy to just save them. Like, it's... Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And so, you kind of understand what Shetty's doing, but still, she is attempting a genocide.
Yeah.
And that's still fucked up. Like, I can understand. And this show has shown us how bad these people can be. But that's what I think I've liked so much about Gen V, is Gen V has a little bit more of innocent, and we said that in the first couple episodes. It has more of an innocent, like, I legitimately care about these characters.
Yeah.
And like to see all the things that the more the backstory we're getting with Jordan and that continued need to just be accepted and praised, and say that like Brink was good, and there's like no, he was just nice to us.
He manipulated them.
Yeah,
Her. Them.
manipulated them. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just fucking sad. It's just heartbreaking. And then the Andre stuff. Like, I don't know, man. Just these last 2 episodes have been really good, and what we're going to. And then we finally get Victoria Newman tied into this and her whole thing. And
That was insane. That whole, like, the town hall thing.
I hated how realistic it was. It
Right?
fucked with me.
I
was like,
literally,
ah,
I thought
made me
somebody, I
uncomfortable.
thought there was just going to be a mass. Do you
Because
remember?
season 2, he that dude shot a clerk. So like they've gone to that extremes before.
when
And then
season 2, wasn't it that she blows up all those people's heads in that
Yes.
hearing?
yes,
Right?
at the end of the second, like towards the end of the second season.
Yeah. And then we find out that she's a super
At
whatever.
the end of that season,
and that's when we were like, okay, wait a second. I thought something like that was going to happen, but
Yeah.
it turned out to not to be. But then the whole Kate thing with Shetty at the very end of the
Fucking
episode,
nuts.
I thought it was a ruse. I thought Kate and Shetty were trying to pull one over on the others.
Yeah. Because the
did you
scene
think
before
that too?
because the scene before that, she said that Shetty wasn't lying when Shetty said she loved her.
Right. Now,
So, which I think is just a bait and switch.
here's how I view that. You can look at it as like, hey, no fair to the writers, but here's how I view that. Remember, Shetty touched Kate's hands without gloves on at that moment when she was on her knees trying to make her believe that she loved her.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kate can read her thoughts,
Yeah.
and she says, all she does is say, you're telling the truth, and then it cuts away.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like,
it's a bait and switch.
right, but basically they imply that there's going to be a
Yeah.
reconciliation, and then, but I thought it was a ruse that they were going to fuck with them and everything,
Yeah.
and then when she actually fucking makes her cut her own throat, I was like, and then Newman at the end with Cordoza. Oh, I must have a.
Well, the thing with that, I knew that was gonna fucking happen.
Yeah,
I knew it.
but now they have the virus.
But this is what's so good about the show is I knew that was gonna happen, but it hangs just a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a pause a little bit. Like there's a build.
Well, he's looking at the card,
Yeah. There's just
and then the blood drips down.
There's a little bit of waiting of like, wait a minute, is she gonna do it? Is she not? And then you see the blood. I'm like, okay, and then head fucking explodes. Well, then we find out more about Victoria's powers. We just knew she can make heads explode, but we don't know why. So now, if it was just telepathy, but then I think was she making that story up? The whole blood. Do you think that her blood powers allow her to blow people's heads up, or do you think she was just lying to Marie?
I think both. Can it be both?
Why wouldn't they just say it was telepathy? Why does it have to be blood related? And how
Because
would she,
that ties her to Marie. No,
but how would she do it from a distance? Is what I'm thinking.
because she knows how to use her powers more than Marie does.
Oh.
I thought you were saying sorry. Ask me the question again, and sorry. You were saying, do you think that she was lying about the story that Victoria Newman
Yeah.
tells Marie? I do, But do I think that her powers are blood related? Yes, they are, and she's just better at using.
Well, because she did cut her
powers.
hand. Yeah, I guess she did cut her hand and she had the blood stick out and then went back. So she's like, I thought I was the only one. So she did show that she has blood powers. Okay, yeah, that's
But I
true.
think the story she told is
bullshit.
probably bullshit to get in good with Marie. I don't know what her agenda is. I really don't. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Because at the end of episode 7, she takes the virus.
Yes.
And so I love the fact that the scientist finally gains a conscience
Yes.
when she goes to Airborne. But it's like, you already fucking made this. You already killed someone.
Yeah.
You already are literally, as what we are introduced to the new version of this, you're seeing multiple people freak out. And you're just like, oh, well, Airborne, that's Rigel. But it is nice to see a character also step in and be like, we need to reconsider what we're doing here.
Right.
But it's like, you've already crossed that line. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, well, I was just doing what you told me, so.
Right. Yeah. You know, that argument didn't work for the Nazis at Nuremberg there, Cardoza.
Whoa.
Well, it didn't.
So at the end of the
was just following orders.
So at the end of the episode, when his head gets popped, you're like, yeah, he deserved it. Like, I didn't feel bad
Not
for
sad.
that guy.
No, I'm not like, oh.
Because again, the line should have been stopped once you killed someone, regardless of the. And that's the kind of what's interesting so much about this show, is it is doing a good job of humanizing the superheroes.
Right.
Whereas the boys, it is intentionally making them the worst among us, but they think they're superior because they have superpowers.
Right.
Yeah. So what did you think of these last 2 episodes?
I was a big fan. I really liked how, like I said, I really like how everything is being brought together with the boys, where they, connect Shetty to that incident. They bring in Mallory. We didn't even talk about that yet.
Yeah.
Mallory, they bring her in, and she's got wise words for Shetty. And Shetty, let's be honest, should have heeded those words.
Yeah.
Because she pays for it with her life. She ends up, because she goes back to the school to try and save her project or whatever, which is, the virus.
Again, another person
If
saying,
she doesn't-
do you hear what you're saying?
Yeah. If she doesn't go back, Kate, she doesn't see, you know what I mean? Like, she probably lives.
Mm-hmm.
But.
Yeah, but then Kate finally telling them that Godlin U is fake and it's always been used to test younger versions, younger soups, and again, see what they could do. And then, we get to the point where you have somebody like Shetty who wants to commit a soup genocide. And yeah, it's such a crazy plot that I didn't think was going to come out of this show. And I'm excited to see where it ends up. We only have 1 episode left. The finale is this coming Friday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I stayed through the credits this time. I can't remember what song was playing, but it was a cover of something. But I was just listening to the song. I finally, for the first time this season, I think, caught the next episode preview.
Yeah.
Which I think they do at the end of every episode.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. Because it started, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I thought I'd somehow skipped a week and been like, cool, I'm going to get to watch both.
Yeah, you got excited.
I got excited.
I was like, what?
I was like, what? And then I was like, fuck.
Would it lied to me?
I was like, huh?
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Wait, let's do it with the soundboard. You ready?
Wait, what?
Give me a good yeah. Give me the yes. And then give me the boo fuck
Yes!
you. You ready? Okay. Okay. First I was like,
Yes!
and then I was like,
Ew, fuck you!
yeah. That's exactly what it was.
All right. I'm going to do a little quick segment here, and then we'll get out of here with...
It's fine. I got dog hair all in my mouth. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.